have a lag for a second. We are live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Woolen Comedy Club presents the Hickory, the Drunk and Under Quarantine show. Welcome back. It's been another great week. Another crazy week. Another mildly misunderstood week. Before we start, unfortunately, our co-host Collen Doyle will not be with us tonight. He is celebrating his birthday this week. We hope he has a great birthday and that the only things on fire are candles. So without further ado, we'll keep the show on the road. Tonight's special guest, Gilman Seymour. Excited to see him perform. It's been a hot minute since we've crossed each other's paths. But to keep things rolling and keep the show on the road, I'd like to introduce our first guest to the Spotlight stage, a very good friend of the show, a good friend of mine, a Vermont Comedy Outlaw original, and the longest running Comedy Thunderdome champion in world history. Please welcome to the Spotlight stage, Mr. G.W. Foley.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good, welcome, sir.
Fucking yes. I'm still pantsless for the show. I have to break some news, though. I did have to wear pants earlier today, and it's too goddamn hot for pants. Like, I wish it was possible to be in business attire and just like Bermuda shorts, something like that. Like just something, show my knees off a little bit. I could wear with a nice little bolo tie, just something beautiful like that. I think my knees need more of a tan than my face. And of course, if it's anything like my face, my knees will just turn neon pink. But I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and there's something that really pisses me off, and it's public freakout videos. These videos are shot in a way where it's always in the middle of an argument between two idiots who know nothing about the law, spouting off law facts. And one of the problems is not that I'm a worldly knowledge person of the law, but I know enough to get myself in trouble. And so every time I hear these videos, I'm just like, no, you're both wrong. You're both incorrect, and you both know nothing about what you're talking about. They always involve like bringing an emotional support animal as a service animal into Walmart. It's like, first off, if you're bringing a dog into Walmart, you have bigger issues than your emotional support. I get it. You may have PTSD, but I don't want a dog pissing on my $2 Jenkos. The other fun thing that I've been watching lately is this channel called Mobility Mary, where basically this giant woman comes out on her mobility scooter and just terrorizes the town of Burbank, California. There's no pictures of her, but you can see her by the shadow, and it looks like if a meteor hit a pirate ship, and like the only thing you can see is like the mass and shape of this woman, and she looks gigantic. She looks like me if I gained 500 pounds. And all she does is drive up and down on the streets of Burbank, yelling at people who get in her way. Literally, it's like, hey, get out of my way. Oh, you need to move. And occasionally she'll get mad and start swearing, be like, fucking bitch, get out of my way. And she just makes me want to kill myself sometimes. like I don't know why I sit there and watch it, because it's so fucking frustrating. It's like, lady, there's street laws that you need to go on, and you clearly aren't following them. Like, there's times she's riding down the middle of a 2-lane road in the middle of the street and getting pissed off at cars for almost hitting her. It's like, look, you beached walrus. If you were actually on the sidewalk, you wouldn't have any of these problems one bit. The one last thing that's pissing me off is, do you know how annoying it is hearing British people say the word pedophile? And they don't say it like a normal person. They say pedophile. Like they add an extra AE to it. And oh, excuse me. Damn allergies. It just drives me absolutely nuts. Like I could be watching something and they're talking about kid diddling. So you know I'm being tracked. And they're like, oh well, and this man was a pedophile. Like just say it properly. Like you don't have to make it sound like he's actually like looking for like feet. That's always the thing that I have to worry about. Because I do have a feet thing. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, ooh, are they talking about feet? No, they're not. Damn it. Again, stuck with the kitty diddlers. All right. That's my time. So let me introduce the next performer coming up. He is a man of mythical proportions, incredible entertainer, and out and route a swell guy. As I fuck that up, let's give it up for Hickory, the drunken underwhelming.
Yay!
Woo!
Baby girl.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hickory, the drunken underwhelming. Tonight I'll perform a small minor feat of magic for y'all. One that you may have seen before, one that you may have never seen before. To start, I will perform a trick that many a magician have performed before me, and many will perform far into the future. I will retrieve a rabbit from my hat. Buggy little feller. Pull the rabbit from my hat. For I know that this may not be the rabbit that you are all anticipating, so I've prepared for one of those as well. See, a more traditional rabbit. Behold, we have Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming's magic dancing rabbits. Although they don't go well on this tabletop. Just pretend they're cutting a rug right now. The tiger is terrified. Okay, I guess I'll start with let's start with the coin thing. I'll show you guys something. I found this at a dollar store earlier today, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to show you guys. It's like one of these, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a plastic little box thing. It's like the shape of a coin, but it's empty. So what you would do is you would take a coin. And you would throw a coin right into the little coin holder thing, which would be snugly in there. I don't know. It was something I found at a dollar store. Start next by asking you, Gilman, sir, do you like birds?
Hell yeah, dude.
Could you enlighten me with what your favorite type of bird is, sir?
Oh man. Chickadee.
Oh, I've never had anything respond that. When a pretty gentleman like yourself gives a response to the show, my favorite response is a swallow. But unfortunately, I don't have a chickadee or a swallow prepared. All I have is this little purple cock.
I think it's average sized.
It's good for I don't know, my obesity level and gender. All right, here, let's do one of cards here. This will be fun. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ripple through the cards, and I'm going to ask GW to just say stop whenever he likes. He's going to select a card for us.
Stop.
There. Is that good? You want to go one more? Or?
That's perfect.
Okay. You can see this?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not even going to look at it. That's your card?
Yes.
Boom. Okay. So clearly squared up in the middle of the deck. Most people at this point would ask me, Hickory, how the fuck would you find a card that's in the middle of the deck like that? And I just tell you that it's really, really simple. You just gotta know what to look for. You get a trained eye. That's this one. You look through there, one of these cards will just stick out like that one. I don't know. That card would have stuck out to you guys. But to a trained magician like myself, that just sticks out like a sore thumb. And that was your card, sir.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay. We'll set that there and we'll set the dong on it. And that'll be like a scientific control. And that way, there's no way I could cheat and, move it or anything without anybody noticing. Crazy part about that GW is that I had this red card in my pocket as a prediction as to what you would pick. Well, that's fun. So here, let's try this again. Gilman, I'm going to riffle through, and I just want you to say stop whenever you'd... No, no stopping?
Oh, you froze for a second.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll try that again. You ready? Say stop whenever.
Stop!
Top or bottom, sir?
Always a bottom, dude. Come on.
Yeah, bottom card. 7 of hearts.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to try that again. Take the 7 of hearts. In the middle. Nothing weird. We're going to put through there.
It's a little weird.
A little weird?
I mean, the video quality is not there, so I'm just taking your word that is the 7.
Oh,
It was.
okay.
Okay.
I would say sometimes she focuses and I'm fuck. Oh, that's right. There's only one blue card.
Holy shit.
Oh,
That
man.
with the 7 of hearts, my friend. I didn't know it would stick to the dong like that. It's perfect. Yeah, let's go into the live show. Okay, so I'll show you guys one last quick one real quick. I'm sure most of our viewers around the world that have ever seen any magic performance ever are very familiar with the Chinese slinking rings. I mean, most magicians have bigger, prettier ones, but this show's got a budget for beer. So unfortunately, this is all we got. The benefit here is that these ones are already linked. So that's going to save us a shitload of time. Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Stay safe.
Oh man, leave it up for Hickory to be drunk and underwhelming all at once. That's incredible, and I don't know how he got the dong stuck to the card. I think that's a miracle in itself. Isn't that right, sir?
I would wholeheartedly agree, my friend.
All right. You want to keep this party rolling?
Let's keep this train a chugging, sir.
All right. We're going to keep this milking. Cow milking? Oh, fuck it. Coming up next is a comic straight out of New Hampshire and straight into your heart. Give it up for Gilman Seymour.
Hey guys. Great to be here. Great. Got to start off. I want to wish happy birthday to Collen. He's celebrating his third 29th birthday this year. Really happy. I know he's drinking a Angry Orchard rosé somewhere. So GW had to talk about pedophiles, so I guess I'm going to bring back the joke that I wasn't going to tell tonight. So I think the hardest thing about being a pedophile probably is getting a job in politics. You know, it has to be tough getting $1 billion, you know, but you didn't. Okay. Let's see. I have a question. What did the schizophrenic's wife say to him when she thought he was cheating on him?
I don't know what.
Are you seeing another woman? You see, I'm doing the burner jokes tonight because clearly, my grandmother always told me that the proof is in the pudding, you know, because she would put vodka in my snack packs. And when you laugh, I was the fucking grooviest third grader you've ever seen. You know, they called me Kenny PG. Okay, took me so long, so many Chuck E. Cheese tickets to get those Ray-Bans though. That was absurd. Let's see. I feel bad for fat people who are furries. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna make you be the bear. You know, you're not. Can't be a slender animal, you know. You can't be a naturally occurring bloated deer, all right? Which like who? Okay, I'm not going. People have played like the Oregon Trail on the computer. Yeah. Everyone played that early in school. You ever play the Oregano Trail? Is when your weed dealer rips you off and then you trick yourself into thinking you're going to get your money back. And something I like to do recently is I'll buy like a high school yearbook from like a different school than the one I went to. And when people come over, I'll just look through it and be like, where the fuck am I? My parents always said, Gilman, God, when you grow up, you're gonna be a lady killer. But I hadn't moved on from small animals just yet. And let's see, I started 3 months of quarantine. I started looking at blow-up dolls the same way a 43-year-old man looks at Mazda Miatas. Sure, it'll match the cargo shorts, but like a part of me is dead now. Like, so I know this girl. She drinks that flat tummy tea, you know, kind of to help lose weight, and it actually worked for her. She doesn't have a belly anymore, but she lost the baby though. My dad's a contractor. He hires people to do work for him. And he actually hired a legally little person to work for him. And he's just been, you know, paying him under the coffee table. Tough. I went to a funeral this week. My friend was burying her vibrator. Very sad. She was a mess. You know, it was a dildo's funeral, so we all wore purple, you know, just to be respectful. I was a pallbearer. That was tough. I just had to use a Sandy wipe, you know. And then someone's phone vibrated, and we thought it was a ghost. I think necrophiliacs are just people who are into dating older people, and that just gets way out of hand, you know. It's like, oh, what kind of girls do you like, Gilman? Oh, natural causes, you know. Necrophilia is when you're really into, you know, reading pornographic magazines because like journalism is dead, you know. Oh man, let's get into the incel stuff, maybe. My girlfriend keeps telling me to go deeper. She's a scuba instructor. And she has like a huge pussy. What? You ever get a police escort? You guys ever gotten a police escort before? I did, and I thought it was really cool that prostitute dressed up as a cop just for me. You know, and she's like, "Hey, you should put me in handcuffs." I'm like, "You're a bad cop. All right, give me your gun." All right, and I asked her, "Hey, have you ever been with a black guy before?" And she's like, "No, I hate him." I'm like, "Oh, good, you're in character." Topical. She's like, "Hey, do you want me to call you daddy?" I'm like, "No, you can call me Chief, okay? Call me Chief Seymour." But I ended up not paying for it because she didn't read me my Miranda rights, you know? You gotta do that before I come. And that's my time, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on the show, good sir.
Luck with future shows.
Oh, welcome on. It's good to have you
You want
going.
me to keep going? I can.
Oh, it's up to you, man. I could put it back to single screen. You want to keep going? We got another 39 minutes if you're. If you
want me to?
Of course.
Am I recording? Want me to record my album right now?
That is episode 9 of the Hickory the Drunken Under Quarantine shows.
Okay. Yeah. The Gilman Seymour album is just one. That's my album.
It's like the only way this show is getting to like 100 episodes is if we just start having comics on. Do like 45-minute bits.
Yeah, you could get some big names on this, you know.
I hear ya.
We're trying. Eddie Murphy.
Reaching out all the time.
Absolutely. Eddie.
I heard Chris D'Elia is pretty free right now.
Well, unfortunately, none of us fit the demographic, so he's probably not going to be too into it.
Yeah.
Some of the notes from earlier comments came back in. G-Dubs, you talked about Mobility Mary.
Yes.
Jessica said she's my favorite. My beautiful assistant commented back to her saying, "It's like Honey Boo Boo. I just can't look away."
That bitch be tripping, yo.
Like that. That's how I feel about like NBC right now. It's like constantly watching Honey Boo Boo. You're just like you want to look away, but you know there's just another fucked up moment to come after. You're like, oh, I gotta see that, and then they tease it right before they go off air, and you hope it's on the next episode, and then they push that back.
Well, I hate now, like when I go to like websites and like clickbait shit on the bottom, they're like, "See Honey Boo Boo now." And I'm like, I don't want to, because I know it's, even if she's lost a ton of weight, it's still gonna be a fucking train wreck. Like,
nobody wanted to see Honey Boo Boo ever.
Yeah.
I actually saw an episode of that show where, so long story short, my beautiful assistant watches that shit, so I know a little bit on the background. And Mama June was going through some hard times, and she's been an addict and hanging out with her addict guy. And for some reason, the other people in the family thought it was a good idea to take Boo Boo to like because Honey Boo Boo's like fucking 12 or something like that, right? And they thought it was a great idea to like take her to a comedy club.
Oh, Jesus.
And so they were like having dinner there. They weren't like there for the show type of deal. And it was like in a hotel, so there's multiple spots. Well, she had snuck into the comedy club while she was supposed to be going to the bathroom, and they were all in the dinner place. And literally the comic on stage just lit into Mama June for like 3 minutes of impromptu. He like saw her in the background and was like, fuck, Honey Boo Boo's here. Here's my Mama June jokes. Like he opened with like, yeah, Mama June's been on a diet for the past couple of months and she's looking real fine. You know what that diet's called? Crack cocaine. Like, just fucking harpoon this bitch for like 3 minutes in front of her daughter.
No pun intended.
No. All I could think was like, oh man. So what ended up happening was Boo Boo had she wrote a stand-up set, which I mean, I assume somebody at A&E wrote a stand-up set, and then she went and memorized it and performed it. But there was definitely an episode like that, and it was the only episode I've ever paid attention to for more than like 3 minutes. Just because I was like, oh my god, this guy is like, it's one thing to rip on Honey Boo Boo and Mama June. You do that shit while Honey Boo Boo's in the room and there's a fucking A&E camera crew following her around. I'm like, dude, that guy's career just got a big jump.
So is there like one redeemable character on that show?
No.
Like maybe her therapist.
Okay.
He seems like a pretty decent dude.
Okay.
No, dude, that's the trick about like A&E and TLC, is that like it's just shows. It's like the Ozarks. It's just reality television that's about a bunch of characters that nobody should give a shit about. And
What if Mama June started an OnlyFans during the COVID quarantine? What kind of marketability does that have?
I think that would have a huge market.
I would agree. I would say though that I just saw an article the other day about OnlyFans possibly stepping back what they allow on their site, which seems like an awful idea, because the only reason that OnlyFans exists is to monetize adult content. I mean,
Right.
Really, right? It's kind of like Snapchat, and now it's got conflated out to like, oh, this is for everybody to share photos that you just want people to see for 30 seconds. And it's like, well, why would I want to share a photo with anyone for only 30 seconds unless it's...
Yeah, because I knew like some girls that were on like the Snapchat like before OnlyFans was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the indie band of like selling nudes, you know? They're like the Flaming Lips of... Okay, that's and
I mean, doesn't it just fucking amaze you that anybody can sell that anyways? like there's still a market for that, with like how much content that is available just widely for free, that there is still.
I could see if I was really into somebody and I found out that they had an OnlyFans and that was the only way I got to see them naked.
Okay. And that I understand.
Yeah.
But the fact that there is people that you have no idea exist on there, that people are paying $15 a month to see like whatever naughty photos they've taken, blows my mind.
So somebody I know has an OnlyFans page, and I just wanted to sign up for it just to support my friend. Not that I wanted to see what that person had going on, just be there. Like it'd be like if I had a T-shirt or something that I would want that friend to buy that T-shirt. I feel like I should support that friend's OnlyFans page.
Agreed. It's almost like liking somebody's Facebook music page even though you hate their music. It's like, oh, guy's my buddy.
He was with me in NAMM. I gotta do this.
You gotta support your boys' OnlyFans. Oh my god. He's like, Corbin has not been dick strong this week. I gotta, or I'm gonna cancel my subscription, because I'm just here for the craftsmanship. Because that's the thing, like, even like with that medium, you're still like, it's still film kind of. You're still making a video, and like, I'm on Twitter, so like I see like all these like famous like people that are on that app, and like they literally have more like knowledge of like shooting videos than like any film student I've ever met, which is crazy. And I don't know. I think our country is changing for the better in a lot of ways. You know, we need to chill out.
That was
the
great
bods, you know.
segue. We're gonna move right into our Chaz conversation.
Oh, geez.
Because we meant to talk about Chaz, which is now formerly the Chop. And we meant to talk about this during last week's episode, but we ran into some issues and things got derailed. And I just wanted to grab some quick opinions on what people. I assume both of you are familiar with the Chaz to Chop transition. That's a.
I'd say I'm familiar with it, but for the audience who doesn't know, can you give a quick?
Okay, so the Chaz, which is now the Chop, was originally the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. It has now become the Capitol Hill Capitol Hill Occupational Protest. So basically what has happened is that there's been a 6-block area in the city of Seattle, Washington, that has been completely taken over by protesters and I would assume hippies, because there's like art everywhere, and like super liberal people, but there's also like random people that are just hanging out with guns, like guarding things. So it has me very confused about where people identify in this whole thing. But basically, it's a 6-block area of the city that has been deemed a police-free zone, which leads to other issues, like the fact that in the past couple nights there has been a couple shootings in this area, and that no emergency worker is willing to step onto any scene unless it has been cleared by police. Now, the issue is, if you have somebody should get shot at a place that police are not allowed to go into, those police are not allowed to go into to clear that scene, so therefore you don't have EMS or fire that is able to go in to. So anyways, long story short, it's an autonomous zone, or an occupational protest that exists in Seattle. It's about 6 blocks large, and it is it's a thing that's been going on for a couple weeks now. Does that pretty much sum it up, GW? You have any other?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's definitely the nutshell of it. But the thing that like I find most outstanding is within 2 weeks they already got a warlord, and he's a SoundCloud rapper. Like how much street cred does this guy actually have to be a fucking warlord? Like it's not like Slick Rick rolled up and been like, all right, bitches, this is my territory now. It's some guy on SoundCloud that like does emo rap.
His name is Raz, by the way, just to put that out there. So we give credit to said warlord.
I think that's why they changed the name to Chop, because they didn't want Raz from the Chaz.
There's gonna be a new guy that takes over. His name's gonna be Rop, so he can be Rop from the Chop.
I think he should be president. They should be president.
Yes.
Rop, president of the Chop. His beat's about to drop. I can see it. There's potential here.
Because I mean, I just want to go to law school with face tattoos, you know?
We're moving into that territory, sir.
I'm trying to be a inked up lawyer, you know? Because like a lot of lawyers like are actually like tatted up, but they're like, they went like Yakuza with it. So they just do it like only on the parts of the body that like are almost always covered in clothes, you know? So
okay, we can't tattoo our hands or face. Those are the 2 areas.
That's the moneymaker.
I mean, if we, dude, Chaz 2020, bro.
Yes, every single person in the Chaz is now running for president. They would have my vote over Biden.
Oh, hands down.
They actually got shit done for the country.
Yeah, like Blue Lives Matter just means like Percocet now.
Mixed with some Viagra. We're hard up in the Chop.
Things are hard around here.
Yeah.
Hard times.
I feel bad for like the people living in like that were living there peacefully, and then the chop happened around them.
I had just assumed those people are complicit, right? Because don't get me wrong, I live in the middle of nowhere, and I have I have neighbors and I can see them, but like for the most part, like I could shoot BB guns off my porch, and you know that like it's pretty rural. But with that understood, if somebody rolled up into my neighborhood and said, "Hey, we're taking this fucking block over," it wouldn't have been like, "Oh yeah, you guys are totally welcome." like, like they would have just had to like roll up a dump truck for the bodies and been like, "Hey, these are the people that tried to take over our neighborhood."
Yeah. Well, it's Seattle, so I don't think that they were necessarily complicit. More of just the, oh shit, dude, this just happened.
That's true.
Like just burnt out and figuring out, like, oh shit, there's now a commune in my front yard.
What amazed me, I think, is the realizing that people in Seattle own homes. Because the two things I think of Seattle is, and this is gonna, don't get me wrong, nothing against Washington. I'm sure it's a wonderful state with some beautiful people and all that bullshit. But the only two things I think of Seattle is Nirvana and Frasier. So I just, and in the back of my mind, I just have that vision that like you either work for a radio station or you're in a grunge band. Those are the two. Those are the two options in Seattle, I guess.
That's fairly accurate. That's
okay. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm.
Or you're a fishmonger.
Yeah, that's Chaz is an interesting situation, man. It's strange to think that an entire block of a city just let people come in and take over. But then again, that's Seattle. I don't think you could do that in Rutland.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I think if you tried to pull that shit in Rutland, Vermont, that there would be a large armed group of individuals who showed up and said, "Oh, hell no. These are our city blocks, sir."
Dude, America should just like rent out states just so other countries could just like have mini wars inside of, you know?
Great.
Let's get like,
let's
bring the IRA back. You know, they've been inactive for a little while. Come over here, see what Chaz has got, you know? Because I just want to see Conor McGregor in the new movie that they make when that happens, you know?
Comments back to earlier on the show. Oregon Trail. You brought that up, Gilman. I actually saw in a Walmart recently that there's a Oregon Trail. It's about that big. A thing that looks like a Game Boy. That plays Oregon Trail, and like along the bottom of the packaging it said, "You've died from dysentery."
Damn, son.
I was like, dude, you just told me how the game's gonna end on the fucking front packaging.
That's just a classic callback, dude. That's
almost
great
mean,
comedy.
But it's crazy to think about that. When I was in elementary school, the Oregon Trail took a computer that weighed 15 pounds with a monitor that weighed 45 pounds. Like, it would literally, if you put the game, the console, and the monitor in a backpack and trudged it around, it'd be like 100 pounds. And now there's this thing on the shelf that weighs like 15 ounces that you can play the whole fucking game on, man. Like, you can literally play Oregon Trail start to finish on like a thing that, you know, is like the size of a, I don't know, like a couple beers.
Yeah, but does it print out a certificate like it did in the old game?
Oh,
that's the important part. Because
that's a very good question.
What's the point of playing if you can't beat it and get a certificate saying you completed the Oregon Trail? And
Dude, they should do like an Oregon. Dude, they should do like an Oregon Trail, but like it's based. You're just walking through South Burlington. It's like, you've died from raving. You did too much Molly. You can only make sandwiches for a job now.
You've cut your ankle on a broken kombucha bottle.
The only happy ending is you get a job working security at Higher Grounds, and that's it.
Ironically enough, those guys work security at City Market now.
Really?
Yep, that's a small fact that I know because my best man during my wedding runs fresh buying for City Market in Burlington for both of their stores. And he said that it was so bad in the very beginning during COVID that like they literally had multiple people just run out the front door with full carts of groceries. And they ended up having to like hire special security or like, security for the store. And it turned out that the guys that do security for Higher Ground are called Chocolate Thunder Security, which is the greatest name ever. Keep up the good work, guys. But they are doing security for stores now because they don't have shows to go secure.
Oh, wow.
So that is their alternative income, is to make sure that stores have only the allotted amount of people in and that they're lining up properly, which seems like the perfect job for a bouncer because that's what he was doing that entire time. It's just a grocery store instead of a club now.
I don't miss being a bouncer, and I couldn't imagine being a bouncer at a grocery store. Like,
it's a whole new level, right? Like you went from like cutting off people because they're drunk to like cutting off people because they're over caffeinated.
I'm sorry. You have too many heads of lettuce, so you need to put 5 back. We're in a pandemic. You're only allowed 2 things of toilet paper. Where do you think you're going? Let me see your ID.
Yeah, you're just telling a Walmart greeter to step it up. just like some dialysis patient, and you're like, dude, like we need you. And he's like, I am on my way out of this bitch right now.
I only did this so I could have something to do on Saturdays.
He's like, I just want to stop thinking about the war, having these flashbacks.
Metallica 1's playing in the background.
I'd stop. We'll get strict. We'll get copyright strict. And don't even.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to sing the song. I thought about it.
Other areas.
Should we talk about that?
Other areas of callback I wanted to talk about. Oh, sorry.
Should we talk about what happened last week?
Oh yeah, I think we more than are welcome to.
All right. So I'm not going to say the company's names, but we got two. We got 2 copyright strikes against us for our last live feed because no reason. They said that we did 5 minutes of copywritten material, and I'm sorry. I know my material is never copywritten, so feel free to steal it. Like,
yeah, during a show that uses no pre-recorded music, no pre-recorded video, we don't use any cute like intro video thing. We don't use any cute outro video thing. Given these are all cute things that we'd like to add to the cuteness in the bundle later down the line, but none of that's being used right now. So literally 2 companies copyright struck us. One claimed that they owned 1 minute and 15 seconds of our show. And they were very quick to, like literally the next day, I got an email saying sorry. The other company claimed that they own 5 minutes and 50 seconds of our show.
That's funny. That's all the time that GW is on screen. That's crazy. That's crazy that he's the only one responsible that could possibly have anything to do with it. You have any Anything to say about that,
I am
sir?
not Carlos Mencia. I refuse to steal other people's stuff.
It's like they own the brick wall, bro.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
more. Dude, there's
They own comedy that
that
hard.
is stolen
They
to
own
could have made a reference.
the depiction of a brick wall.
The fake brick wall behind me.
I thought you just worked at a pizza place.
I do. Yes. Behind this wall is a bunch of ovens.
It's 800 degrees in this room.
Yeah, it's probably like 120 realistically, but
That's why my
nonetheless.
forehead is shining.
Hold on, GW. Let's compare foreheads, dude.
That's it, man. That's
Damn. Okay.
I
I'm
have a
catching
little
up.
spot right here, but yeah. Well, how old are you? Because I'm 40.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question.
Me, I'm 16.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
which is fine. We don't do any research or background checks for the show. Just to put that out there. If you are 12 and an aspiring comic, just write us. We'll get you booked on. If you're living that post Epstein lifestyle and can't find a job, like let us know. We'd like to help.
I mean, dude, that was a thick settlement I got. Trust me, I got so many hats out of that deal, bro. And dude, I just got to listen. Sorry, people that haven't been to an island in their life. You can be jealous. Okay.
I've been to Staten Island. Does that count?
Other callbacks to earlier on the show, I wanted to mention, for the record, Gilman, GW and I, if we were not married, we'll probably qualify as incels now. I was thinking about how ironic that is. Literally, if GW and I didn't have beautiful, lovely assistants, then we'd be in that group together, just banging our head against a wall. Why doesn't she come along?
I gotta say that if it wasn't for her, like, I don't think I would be dating in general, like, because I'd be too afraid that, like, I don't know, like, I got a small dick, and it's really, it's hard to be like, oh, hey, let's have premarital sex with my tiny penis. Like, I know I won't satisfy you, but I can eat out. Like, that's a conversation that you just don't want to have with people.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, where are you going to eat out, big boy? You're like, order Domino's?
Five Guys is hiring.
But yeah, that made me laugh. That I was like, oh, that's a weird self-perception, is that if I didn't have a beautiful assistant just stashed away in the closet that she's chained up in, I'd be in that very boat myself. I honestly, I'll very regularly say something along the lines of like, honey, you're gonna be you're the best wife I've ever had. And she'll respond with like, yeah, that's because I'm your only wife. And I'll respond with something like, oh, fuck yeah, because there's no chance if anything ever happens that I'm ever getting married ever again. That was a one and done.
I know with my beautiful assistant, she ruined me for other women. like just the fact that, like, I can fart in front of her and she just does the whole, oh, you're gross, but doesn't do anything about it.
Yep.
That's
maybe gets up and turns the fan on.
Yeah.
Maybe doesn't.
Kind of punches you a little bit in the arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I also wanted to bring up feet things and say, G-Dubs, I agree. I hear you there. Moving on. Figured it. Trying to ask a question a week and severely being awful at it. I mean, I'd asked a couple weeks ago a question for everyone, but the question for this week is, now that cancel culture is so prevalent and and it's like a mainstream moving force that is just slowly editing out things, and things are leaving our mainstream and disappearing. Either of you guys, is there, if you had the power of cancel culture just in your hand, and you could take one thing, whether it was like a piece of pop culture, or it was a hairstyle you don't like, or whether it was I don't know, an industry, or an entertainer, or a maybe it was Colin Kaepernick, like whatever you personally would cancel.
Oh, Colin Doyle in a heartbeat. Just so he doesn't have the pleasure of doing it to his own career, you know? It would be a service. It would be the nicest thing. Because then he would still, like, it would be valid. He's like, yeah, guys, I used to be an actor. And then, but
That's a lot better than my answer was going to be.
Happy birthday, bud. Wish you could have been here, even though you're probably watching right now.
Yeah, we do miss you, sir. I'm just putting that out there. Not too bad. So, like, please feel free to take all the time you need. But yeah, we miss you. Gina, what about you? If you had the full power of cancel culture harnessed in your fist, what would you go about and cancel?
Oh, in a heartbeat, anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would cancel anime. And not because I find anything offensive with it. I would just do it to piss off all the fucking nerds. And be like, oh, look at Naruto run.
Put your dukes up. Put your dukes up right now. We're going to war. How about this?
I was going to say that single-handedly could have canceled the show, but I think we're all right, because I feel like most people who are watching could not, most people that aren't watching aren't diehard anime fans.
Yeah, they're watching Toonami as we speak, if they are, and masturbating furiously. Oh, look, animated tits, oh.
Well, isn't that a different sect? Is that still anime? Or does that vote out? Like, that whole thing confuses me, in that there's too many genres, man. It's like metal these days. Like, I can't keep track of that shit. Like, there's fucking 800 metal genres. It's like, I don't know which one I like. I just hear shit and I like it. I feel like anime is that same way, where there's like multiple genres and stuff now. It's like, I don't know. I just like seeing an octopus tail get in there, you know?
I hate the people that like will correct you for saying magna or manga, and they're like, it's manga. It's like, you know what? I've at least seen boobs.
It's like, yeah, man, it's not prawn, okay? It's porn.
Yeah.
Get it straight, bro.
Prawn.
Everywhere online, you see it edited out, so it's just PRN, but it's not prawn.
I was gonna say prawn sounds like a version of anime.
It
just fucking shrimps.
It focuses on shrimp instead of octopus.
Yes.
That's the. Good Lord, another costume change.
Say one more thing about One Punch Man. GW.
He's bald.
Say one more. Take that hat off.
I still have hair.
I don't see anything.
I still have hair.
No, it's just more brick pattern.
I feel uncultured as a motherfucker now. What is Marciano?
Oh, it's a rapper.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. I feel fine then.
He's from New York. He's friends with Collen.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I figured everybody was friends with Collen.
They do Instagram story back scratching. You know, they promote each other.
Okay.
They have synergy.
Yeah.
See, that's the issue, is the Hickory, the Drunken Underwoman, and Collen are supposed to do that too, but we don't. because we forget, and therefore I don't know any rapper that has followed Collen and follows back. I do know that we have a special guest that none of us have ever met next week, which should be super fucking awesome and fun for the show. So that'll be an interesting experience for hopefully Collen, GW, and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Matt Vita. He books shows for New York City, booking comedy club shows down there, and he's just a friend of his. Enjoyed the show, so thank you guys out there for please promote us, share us with your friends. If you know anybody that wants to be on the show, wants to I don't know, connect, maybe come do a show at Woolen Comedy Club once we're allowed to like open and have more than. Right now, I think it's 50% capacity, which means we could have about 12 people in the comedy club. So that would be that'd be a hell of a laugh track in the background. But no, once we get back to normal, we would love to host shows there again. Not only Hickory shows, but traditional comedy shows, magic shows, hopefully some burlesque coming up in the future, because we know that everybody likes to see them teddies. And closing thoughts, gentlemen? Anything that we should go around the room and get off our chests before we get on out of here? Have anything we need to settle up?
I think we settled pretty well.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, but I just wanted to check with everyone because
I was hoping
sometimes I feel good about something and nobody else does. So
I was hoping Gilman had another hat change.
No, I mean, if I'm asked back, I'll break the real hats out. This is just an act with nothing. This is just an appetize.
A hat per
But
time.
I might be putting out an album this year, hopefully, maybe.
Nice.
So, yeah, hopefully.
Please give us your plug, sir. Where can we find you? Where can our audience follow you?
I think it's Gilman Seymour on Twitter, I think. Blame It on Gil on Instagram. My OnlyFans is suspended right now, so I'll have to fight for it. Something about copyright. But yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, thanks for being here, sir.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
It's been fun, man.
It's been too long. G-Dubs, any plugs, any references, any comments to end the show on, sir?
Follow me at GW or at Foley Kills on Twitter and Instagram. GW Foley on Facebook. Yeah.
Woo!
Be my friend. I need friends. And shit.
You need a friend.
Oh, hey now.
Reach out to G-Dubs, because he does too. That was my quick little commercial. Quick thanks to everybody who came out and watched tonight. To Jessica, to Kevin, to the beautiful assistant, to Terry, to my mom, if she's still watching. Fuck yeah, Mom. Thanks for following. A little too delicious on that. Big thanks to, there's somebody commented. Oh, a guy I don't know. G-Dubs, do you know Dave Hoffenberg?
Yes.
Okay, he just commented, said, great stuff, guys. Hope I can see live in-person comedy soon. And we fucking wholeheartedly agree, Dave. We miss crowds like a motherfucker. It's been rough. And I've been asked a while ago if people thought stand-up comedy and live music were going to die during this pandemic. And my honest response is no, because nobody makes any goddamn money performing stand-up or performing live music. They do it because they love it and because they want to share their art, and it's their way of getting everything in here out there, and being a peaceful member of society. That's a big part of it. So believe me, the second that we can allow a crowd into a club and have a show, there will be a show. That being said, a big shout out to Mr. Collen Doyle. I miss you, guy.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Very good birthday. I hope you're staying safe wherever you are. Another big thanks to Gilman. Thank you for coming out to the show, sir. It's been wonderful. I hope we have you back on with a full cast in the near future. And G-Dubs, as always, sir, I appreciate you. And I love you.
Thanks, man.
And I am
appreciate you.
very, very glad that you're a part of my weekly life. It makes me happy. With that said, I hope that you guys have all had fun. I hope that this next week is not quite as interesting as the past few weeks have, but no promises from us. And if it is, we'll unpack that shit next week and try to deal with it again. Next week's Matt Vita as a guest. Collen should be back on the couch, and it'll be Joe Dubs and I just crushing as always. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Woolen Comedy Club presents the Hickory the Drunken Under Quarantine show. I've been Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, and I am very happy to be here. I almost got 3 times, and I felt a little Trumpy in there. But I do wish that everybody out there will stay drunk, stay underwhelming, and stay safe. Have a beautiful week, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.